Hello, Deanna. How are you? Thank you for waiting for me to do the reading. I know it's been a couple of days, and I surely do appreciate your hanging out and waiting. Let's go ahead and start focusing on the question that you asked, which is you want to know when your particular male friend will stop ghosting you, being that this is going to be posted publicly, as you have indicated that you would like me to do. I'm not going to say his name out of respect for your privacy, but you know who we're referencing. So I'm going to shuffle this 4 more times now. 2, almost done. And the cards are telling me that too. 3, 4, and 5. Now, my dear, you are familiar with me, but I'm going to give you my standard reading, which is a basic 10-card layout. I will explain to you the position of the cards as I read them, and I'll flip cards 7 through 10 when we get there. But cards 1 through 6, I'll go ahead and explain to you now. Please remember that you do have the ability to change the course of events through thought, word, and or deed. Nothing is set in stone. I'm just reading according to the energies of the situation that we're asking about. Okay? So the first card is the 4 of Swords, right side up. The next card is the Initiative of Wands, also right side up. This is a card that crosses you, and I always read those cards right side up, never reversed. Distant Past Foundation is a 7 of Pentacles reversed. Current Event is the 7 of Swords, right side up. Then we have the World, which is in your near future, also right side up. And we have the Elder of Pentacles reversed in your distant future, which is usually 6 months out. Okay, so let's go ahead and I will lay out cards 7, 8, 9, and 10. I have to move my husband's deck. Okay, there we go. So move my notes for you off to the side. Okay, so the first one is the card that represents you, which is the 4 of Swords, right side up. That card tells me that, just looking at you in this particular situation, it's almost like you feel double-crossed and abandoned. This is not a good position or headspace to be in, especially concerning the person that's right in front of you, which is the individual you want to know when he's going to start ghosting you. That is the forefront of what you are focused on, what you are thinking about. He is literally like on your mind in some capacity all the time. You two definitely do have history together. But we'll get there in a second. You really do feel abandoned, don't you? It's almost like you feel like he took your words that you spoke and just kind of threw them back at you. Don't put him on a pedestal, though. He isn't completely innocent in all of this, and I understand that the situation was initially friends with benefits and you guys had kind of boundaries or whatever worked out, but honestly, you're kind of putting this guy on a pedestal and romanticizing some of his actions, which isn't fair to either one of you. And he's never going to change. He's been this way for a hot minute. You knew how he was, and yet you still feel blindsided by the fact that he just all of a sudden quit talking to you. This is kind of a common theme of yours, though, is you have a tendency to kind of compartmentalize people and to put them in their respective positions in your life. And while it's worked for you, be prepared that that's going to change. This situation with Chris has been a long time in coming. It's something that I think has been building up for a little while now. And the lunar eclipse that we just had did not help things, because that lunar eclipse largely represents the end of cycles. It represents the ending of things and shifting towards the new. However, there is the solar eclipse that's coming up in December, and that is also going to be very cyclic for you. And I'll explain what I mean in a minute. In your distant past, you kind of just really liked to be alone. You like your stuff, and by stuff I mean literally every facet of your life, to be in a certain way. You know how everything is structured, you know how everything is supposed to operate, and that is the way that you very much operate in your lifetime. Now, I also get the feeling that you don't like change and you don't like chaos that change brings. But gear up, because it is coming your way, and I'll explain that here in just a second. Let's go to your distant past foundation. Distant past foundation is kind of when everything began with this guy, and really you just kind of connected with him when you needed somebody to connect with. You just kind of, and you fit is what I mean by that when I do this. It's your personalities were in sync. You guys had very similar interests and very similar directions that you were moving. However, more recently, you have started kind of moving away from him and him away from you, which is kind of the nature of things. Not everybody that we are supposed to be with is going to stay with us throughout the entirety of everything. You feel very close to this person, which is part of the reason why you feel abandoned by him. However, just looking at things, and I'll get to the rest of the reading in a second, I don't feel like he's going to stop ghosting you very soon, if at all. And I know that that's not what you want to hear. However, I'm looking at the cards, and he has a different focus on things than what you do. The near future is the world right side up. You are going to start moving in a direction of being more focused on family, more focused on job and finances and all of those things. You're kind of in a period of shifting and adjusting and altering. And the world in that particular card in your near future tells me that this is a full circle sort of thing. He had to kind of start moving out so the person that you are going to be with, that you could be in a serious relationship with, and not just a friends with benefits sort of thing, could move in. He was taking up unnecessary space and not allowing those changes to take place, and not allowing the person that is supposed to come in next to be there so long as he was there. In your distant future, excuse me, this isn't a card that has anything to do with him. However, the Elder of Pentacles, which is usually monetarily related, as Pentacles are also an Earth card, and it was reversed. This is also changed. This is kind of a karmic sort of thing. This is a situation where you are literally kind of shifting from old karma and into new karma. That energy that you put out there to manifest certain things is starting to come back to you. And so yeah, this is an entirely karmic situation. The card that represents you is, again, the Novice of Pentacles. Interesting to me, because The Novice of Pentacles is a younger female, but the Elder of Pentacles is an older female. So you're shifting gears. That's kind of that ebb and flow of life. Environments. The Empress, right side up. Now, the Empress right side up says that you have a lot of spiritual help. This is, okay, let me back this up for a second. Remember, major arcana cards always represent either spiritual help, life lessons, major life events, and or milestones. And I kind of made some notes here because I kind of had a feeling that that was what was going to happen in this, just by the nature of the emails that you were sending me and the comments and stuff, and just how the whole situation felt. So when you have a major arcana card in your near future, a major arcana card in your environments, that's the major lessons. That is the major life events. That is the ending of old karma, beginning of new. Hopes and or fears. You are afraid that you aren't going to find the person that will take his place. You are afraid that this guy is never going to come back into your life. And you are afraid of, honestly, the emotion of it surrounding the whole thing. The reason why I say that is because you have chalices reversed. The Ace of Chalices reversed. There is a lot of fear surrounding this whole situation. And while I definitely, now that I have revealed 9 out of the 10 cards, do I think he's going to stop ghosting you? Yes. However, that relationship will never be the same as it was beforehand. The relationship will never be the same as it was before that whole situation that catalysted you to where you are now. Okay, so be prepared for that, and you have some hard decisions to make as to whether or not this is even a friendship that you want to continue. If he is going to ghost you and quit talking to you because you expressed how you were feeling to him. It's not exactly fair to you, and it also leaves you in a position of feeling like you have to walk on eggshells and be very careful of what you say around this person because, well, he might do it again. Remember that. Final outcome according to the other cards and the situation that you were asking about. It's the Elemental of Chalices reversed. So, I asked when he was going to stop ghosting you. Overall, if you give him time, it will come back around. He will start talking to you. He will eventually calm down. But because of that change in your relationship and the change in the dynamics of your friendship, you're never going to be the same. You won't be able to go back to that old friendship that you had before. And honestly, I know that you miss it. I don't know that you want to go back to something that ultimately wasn't working for all parties involved. But to give you a flat answer as to whether or not he will start talking to you again, the Devil in reversed, immediately followed by Seven of Swords. That is the card that is behind it. So, he's not talking to you because he is basically using the entire situation to punish you. He is in a position where he is at odds, feels like he can't be in a relationship with somebody else and be friends with you, knowing how you really feel about him. And because he's already committed to this other person, you need to be punished because, well, that's how it operates. And really, you are left in a position where you're feeling defeated, you're feeling desolate, you're feeling alone, you're feeling unwanted, you're feeling unloved, and you deserve a lot better. So, the next question is, since you already know he's going to talk to you, and things will never be the same between you again, the next question would be for me at least, I want to know whether or not you have somebody trying to come in. I want to know whether or not there is some sort of romantic interest or some sort of male entity or what have you that is trying to come through, and if that's why things have been so shaken up. So we're going to focus on a past, present, future for the two of you. Okay, for you and the person that you were asking about. Okay, past is E6 of Pentacles reversed. Remembering Pentacles represent Earth. Present is the Empress. Again, see, we just had that card for you, only it's reversed this time. Actually, it might have been reversed a minute ago. And finally, past, present, and future. The future card being the Novice of Chalices, right side up. So, past, present, future for the two of you. Six of Pentacles reversed. This to me says this particular person is content, settling, not really happy. Present, again, this is a major arcana card, and this major arcana card represents a major life event and milestone in that relationship and in that situation. And then you have your future card, which is the Novice of Chalices. This tells me this is a card of hope. This is a card of new beginnings. And this is a card that tells me that there very much is somebody who is trying to come into the picture, and they can't so long as the person you are asking about is taking up all of your focus and attention. So, I hope that answers your question. Kind of all over the place, but I definitely do feel he'll talk to you again. I strongly, strongly, strongly get that feeling that that relationship and those dynamics will never be the same as they were before the event that catalyzed where you're currently at with it. So, my advice to you would be take a few days, sit down, really think about and contemplate whether or not that's something that you really want to put a whole lot of time and energy into, or whether or not you need to shift your focus elsewhere. If it's something you want to put time and energy into, then you're really going to have to give him time to cool off and time to kind of regroup, and you may even have to let the new girlfriend see where that relationship goes. And that is a big, big reason why there isn't a time. I can't look at the cards right now and tell you specifically, give it 2 weeks, he'll talk to you. Because that's not what's coming through the cards. There's a whole lot up in the air because that relationship that he is in, that he is consequentially choosing over you at this point, is still new. There's still a whole lot up in the air with that. We can do a quick shuffle and see if that relationship is going to last, because that will be a huge indicator as to how long it will take him to talk to you. Okay, we're going to cut. Is a relationship he is in going to last? The Devil right side up. This isn't reversed anymore like it was earlier in your reading. It is right side up. So, no, but there's a reason why. And she is going to play some games. And when he finally becomes wise to it, then he's going to start talking to you again, but not before. So, I really hope that that answers your questions, and that there's some stuff in the reading that hits home with you. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go so I can get this uploaded for you. Love and light to you.